All right, and we're live. Thank you for joining us for the Cinecast. I don't even know what episode this is, but I'm Riley Berry, aka Mr. Cinematic. This is Jordan. How's it going, bro?
Going good, man. Going good. Waiting to see what's good with football tomorrow, but I got no hope left in my team, so at
Your
least it's
team's the
preseason
Ravens,
football.
right?
Yup. Yeah.
I
There's some quitters, man. They quit on that last game.
didn't even watch the last game, but yeah, I'm a Texans fan, so I'm rooting for them to lose tomorrow.
We're going to. We're going to. We're
I
going
don't
to.
know. I mean, the Texans are able to beat themselves sometimes,
That's
unfortunately.
that's true. So are the
So
Ravens. I saw that Lamar's not even playing tomorrow. So we have Cooper
yeah,
Rush in. Cooper Rush looks like he has zero idea what he's doing. Our coach doesn't look like he knows what he's doing, so this season's pretty much already a wash for us. Everybody's getting hurt. It's over.
you never know. They could come back. I don't know. But the Bills are also in the AFC and they're really good.
Yeah, yeah,
I Texans might be able to get something going, but they played the Titans last and they're ass. So
yeah.
I don't really know.
That doesn't really, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I didn't really prepare like any specific topics today. I kind of just wanted to like treat it more like a podcast. I was kind of trying to make this show more like John Campia or Christian Harloff, some of those other like movie live streams, but I just kind of want to like keep it casual really.
Mhm.
But I saw the Smashing Machine last night and it's not a perfect movie,
Okay.
but it's still really good. And really the biggest highlight, which you'd expect, is Dwayne Johnson not playing Dwayne Johnson.
Mm.
By the time you get to the end of the movie, you actually forget it's him. Sort
Really?
of. I mean, it's hard not to forget it's him because he's so huge and um, he still has some of those like Dwayne Johnson features, but he plays the part so well. Like
Mm.
even by the time he's bald, he's completely transformed in the role.
Mm.
Um, which is just what I've been waiting for with Dwayne Johnson, because after a while you get tired of seeing him play the same character over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this character kind of reflects his career in a weird way. The story of this movie reflects some of the things he's done in his career, like some of the stupid rules he's had for like some of his characters in movies, like his contract rules.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably like the most vulnerable role I think he's done.
Okay.
But the movie's shot really well too. Like I don't know if you've seen movies by Benny Safdie.
Uh, yeah. Was it Uncut Gems?
Yeah, he did Uncut Gems and Good Time with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I couldn't finish that one. He does all of those high anxiety kind of movies.
Yeah, pretty much. This one's not one of those high anxiety movies though. This is probably the first one he's done that's not like that. I mean, it has some moments like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what I like about the movie is it feels like it's almost like he has a camera crew following him around the entire time. That's kind of the vibe I got from this movie.
Mm.
It feels very realistic. It feels like you're actually watching footage from that time period, like the late 90s, which is really cool.
Mm.
Um, I'd still recommend seeing it. It's not one that you have to see in the theater, of course, because it's not one of those types of movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely worth watching just to see what Dwayne Johnson's able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes me more excited to see him in more stuff, even though I know some of the movies he signed up for recently are kind of like Dwayne Johnson type movies. So I don't know if we're gonna start
Really?
seeing him in. I know he did sign up for like some A24 movies, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But I think in the past year or two, he also signed up for like I think they did like a live action Moana.
Mhm.
Um, there's also like some monster truck movie he's doing for Disney,
Oh, what?
which just
Really?
sounds like old school Dwayne Johnson, like when he was
Yeah.
doing the Tooth Fairy and stuff
This
like
is
that.
very, yeah, yeah.
Um, so I don't know, but he definitely changed my opinion of him watching this movie. You
I
can
know
tell
he's
they actually put in effort.
I know he said he's supposed to be playing a 70-year-old man who's best friends with a chicken, and that's why he's losing all that weight. So
Yeah, and that's a
um,
weird ass role, but
it's a
like
strange role. Um,
but it's something different, I guess, you know? Like, I don't know what kind of role he's gonna play, if he's gonna play like a crackhead or something or
I have
what.
no idea, man. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I'm in it for. I've got to get a camera set up, man. This is just leaned up against like a little bottle on my bed. This is such a strange angle, but I gotta. I thought about
Yeah, I mean,
checking out.
it could be worse. It could be like a laptop camera. Those always look really shitty. Yours is at least,
Yeah,
like high quality.
it's clear. It's just this angle is killing me, dog. I look like a freaking. Anyway, I need to. I was thinking about watching either that one or Good Boy. I think I'm gonna watch Good Boy. I do want to see Smashing Machine for the acting. I want to see what type of a performance Dwayne is bringing. Uh, but Good Boy is really interesting to me because it's like I think it's completely from the perspective of the dog. So I want to see how that goes down. It's also like an hour and 13 minutes I just saw. So
I want to see that one. I don't know if I can get myself to do it. That's
okay.
my one weakness.
Mm,
Like I could see I can watch a movie where like a boy loses his father or
yeah,
something
yeah,
and I might get a little teary-eyed, but nothing hits me harder than seeing like a dog die or anything bad
yeah,
happen to a dog in a movie.
yeah.
I made it like halfway through have you heard of Hachi?
I don't think so. I
It's
don't
like
think so.
Hachi a Dog's Tale or something. It's like a movie where like a dog's owner dies and the dog waits for him every day at the train
No,
station.
I'm not doing that one. Yeah,
I couldn't even make it all the way through the movie because I was just bawling my eyes out.
yeah. I
I
couldn't
just
do that one.
I can't do sad dog movies, you know?
Yeah, me either. I was actually really careful to do my research on like I guess what all I don't want to say what all the dog goes through because I don't know, but they made sure to put out certain like I don't want to say I hate to say trigger warnings, but like you're looking through the trigger warnings, like all right, does the dog get hurt? Does the dog die? What all does he go through? So I do feel safe enough going into this movie. Um, there's people coming out of reviews that I respect that are saying they're all dog owners and they're dog lovers, and they're saying that you'll like it if you're a dog lover. So I was like, all right, maybe.
Okay. Then that's good. I mean, that makes sense too because the dog is trying to sorry.
Bless you.
The
Mhm.
dog's trying to protect its owner.
I
Um so it shows the loyalty of dogs. If it was a cat, that cat would just be like, "Bye, peace
Yeah, that
out."
cat wouldn't care. That cat wouldn't care. So
No.
I'll probably check that one out as long as it doesn't, if the dog gets hurt, I'll walk out the movie, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
it's
it also
basically,
depends on the type of dog. If it's a Chihuahua, I'm like, I don't
yeah,
care.
all the
You're
annoying
basic.
things.
Those dogs are rodents. They're not
They're
dogs.
not dogs, man. It's basically Courage the Cowardly Dog. It looks like.
Now that you put it that way, yeah, that sounds about right. A schizophrenic dog seeing
Yeah.
horrible
There's
things.
the theory with that show is that Courage, there's actually no monsters. It's just like neighbors and strangers, but Courage doesn't know who they are, so he perceives them as being monsters. And then there's
Like he's
another
just a
theory.
dog with anxiety.
Hmm. And then there's
I-
another theory that his owners, Muriel and Eustace, are dead already, and Courage is just like I don't know. I don't know if he's like freaking out, trying to make sense of his environment because his owners are gone. I don't know what the theory is, but there's a bunch of dark theories behind that show. So that show
I,
traumatized me as a kid.
I think it did all of us. It traumatized everybody. My parents had a dog that was kind of like Courage the Cowardly Dog. It was a little schnauzer that was always yapping and shaking and seeing things. I don't know. She must have been seeing demons or something. It was an
Mm.
annoying ass dog, but yeah, she
I
was a lot like Courage.
I've never really had a. I mean, my current dog barks a lot, but that's usually just to get our attention. I've never had a dog. My last dog, even when he was getting older and he was like going senile, he would just be forgetful. Like he would forget that he's not supposed to get on the couch and stuff like that. But I've never had a dog that just like runs around barking at everything like a little chihuahua or anything like that. But that might be a bit too much for me to deal with. I don't know if lazy is the right word, but when I get home from work, I just need to go to my room and just like shut down. I couldn't do the barking and all that. So,
I feel that, yeah. I grew up with some yappy dogs. Luckily, my dog now, she's pretty chill. I mean, I want to say chill because she's a Boston Terrier. Boston Terriers are pretty crazy,
mhm.
but she doesn't bark at all unless like she sees like an intruder in the backyard, like a squirrel or something like that, but even that's pretty rare.
Mm, mm.
So, yeah, those dogs are crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember what kind of a dog my cousin had when we were growing up, but it was the smallest thing, but it was evil. Like it always tried to fight my dog. It thought it was like this huge dog. It had to have been like it wasn't a chihuahua. I don't know what it was, but it was always trying to bark and bite people, and for some reason it lived like the longest time. So I was like, damn. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say anything bad, but I was like, I need this dog to, go somewhere. But it was like 17.
That's where
So,
I'm at with my cat right now, to be honest.
aw, your cat's mean?
No, he's just annoying.
Yeah.
And I hope my wife isn't watching this because that's her cat. But
Haha.
no, I mean he's cool. I liked him a lot at first, and I don't hate him. I still pet him all the time and give him treats and stuff, but I'm just not a cat person. I have to share the office I'm in right now has a litter box in it. I have to share my office with him now.
Mm.
So, not a fan.
Yeah, I've never had a cat. Honestly, they seem a little bit more low maintenance, so I can see the appeal.
Yeah, you don't have
Oh.
to do as much for them, and we have, like, a litter robot, which actually scoops the litter for you, which is really convenient, but they are just I don't know, they just don't give a fuck about you. It feels like you have an animal in your house that should be paying rent,
That yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like, my
Mhm.
dog, I know, loves me. She follows me around, like, is basically glued, like, to my leg, not in a humping way, but
Yeah, my
she's
dog he has a problem with that.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes, it is horrible. I don't know what to do about that.
Damn. And it's like, you don't wanna remove his balls because that just seems wrong.
It does seem wrong, but I think we're gonna have to because I think they can have health issues if you don't get them fixed. He's an English
Really?
bulldog. So I think we're gonna have to get him fixed. Um, but yeah, he's very. I thought English bulldogs were supposed to be lazy, and that's just not the case with Ollie. He's a sweet dog, but he's very playful. He's very playful. Like,
How old is he?
he's 3 now.
Okay, I mean, he'll calm down. My dog's 3 as well, and she's still pretty crazy.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it's bad. It's like the later if everyone in the house is up at like 1 in the morning, he'll clearly be tired. But the more tired he gets, the more playful he gets. It's like he fights going to sleep or he has FOMO or something. So at 1 in the morning, he'll be barking and he'll grab his toy and try to get everyone to play with him, which is sweet,
Oh,
but it's
damn.
also like, dang, it's 1 in the morning. I'm trying to chill. So,
Yeah,
but
always like that.
yeah, but he's a sweet dog, man. So I've always had a dog. I've always been a dog person. So as long as this dog doesn't get hurt, I'm sure I'll be able to handle it. So it'll suck seeing that the dog's like, scared the way he is, but it's also an interesting I appreciate like experimental movies, so I do want to check it out.
Well, you let me know how that one is, and then I might go
Mhm.
see it. I need somebody to see it first for me before I can get myself to see that one. But, did you end up seeing, him?
I did not. I
I've
did
I've
not.
just been seeing nothing but horrible reviews,
I know.
and I think it's already dropping on digital, which is not a good sign. And
Is
that
it?
kinda sucks because the concept is cool,
Yeah.
but the trailers just didn't really do anything for me. A lot of other people love the trailers though, which, that's cool, but I don't know. It just I couldn't get myself reeled in. It just didn't seem that scary to me, I guess, maybe because 'cause I'm never gonna be in the NFL, but or it's just, I don't know. I think it's just I guess it's more of a psychological thriller,
Mhm.
so
I I'm usually not one to like put much stock into reviews, but I think it's just like it was one thing when I was a kid, but now that I'm an adult, I have to pay for my own ticket. I do have to be a little bit more cautious with my spending, and there are a lot of interesting movies coming out right now. And on top of that, all of the reviews, it seems like all of the reviews are so bad. I can't help but be like, I guess my enthusiasm has been a little bit like dampened. So I do still want to watch the movie, and I'm always tempted to go, but then I'm like, I need to watch Long Walk, I need to watch Smashing Machine, I need to watch Good Boy, and then there's him, which I haven't gotten around to. So I honestly, at this point, it looks like I might just wait for streaming to see that movie.
Yeah, I think you might as well. The Long Walk, I'd put that next on the list of movies to see. After you see
Really?
Good Boy, yeah. But
Okay.
there's actually a lot of movies coming out this month. I didn't realize because when I went to the movies last night, there were so many trailers for movies I didn't even realize were about to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because
Black Phone,
Black Phone's about to come out.
mhm.
What's it called? There's like
The
a Bruce
Bride.
Springsteen, The Bride. I don't think that comes out
Oh,
this month, but I saw the
I don't
trailer
know.
for it
I don't know when
last
it comes
night.
from. Okay. Bruce, yeah, there is a Bruce Springsteen movie coming out. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that might be good. I'm not sure. There's been so many of those types of movies.
Yeah.
And then Tron Ares comes out like
Oh shit. Yeah, that one does come out this month. Okay, yeah.
yeah, and that could be great or it could be horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna be because it is Disney and they've messed up a lot of franchises, but they also put out the last Tron movie, and I rewatched that
Wild.
recently and made a video about it, and it's very underrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it has
I'm just waiting for
flaws,
the
but
music.
what's up?
I'm just gonna go into it for the music.
Yeah, Nine Inch Nails is gonna be pretty cool.
Mhm.
And Jared Leto, I feel like this seems like a good role for him. He always plays like I don't know. It seems like he's always playing like a robot. It feels like even when he played Morbius.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Nope. Will
You
never
gotta
watch.
do like a binge watch. Watch Morbius, Madam Web, Craven.
I don't
It's a
think I
whole
have stomach.
trilogy.
I know. I don't think I could get through. I made it through two of those Venom movies, and I was like, I threw in the towel, man. I never made it to the last dance. People were talking about what happened in that movie, spoiling it. I don't care. Um,
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. That one was kind of forgettable.
really, the last dance.
Yeah, and the first two Venom movies, they had some fun action to them, but they're just not Venom.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
They're not Venom at all. It's just
yeah.
a drunk Venom, voiced
Yes,
by Tom Hardy.
that was. Yep. Especially after No Way Home, when you're like, oh, so Venom's gonna be in the MCU now, and it didn't happen. So I was like, all right, well, now I definitely don't care.
They're talking about making him Scorpion Venom. I think
Mm,
the character's name's Matt Gargan.
Matt Gargan. Hmm.
That might be interesting.
That'll be
Because they've
cool.
done Eddie Brock a couple times now. I mean, I
Yeah.
still wouldn't mind seeing him again.
Hmm.
Like another version of him and the next Spider-Man trilogy.
Hmm.
I'm sure he's gonna get like the symbiote in Secret Wars because why would you not do that? It's a perfect
Yeah.
setup for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind a different take. I think the Scorpion thing would be interesting, and he's supposed to be in the next Spider-Man movie, like as just
Yeah.
Scorpion, and then
Yeah.
he
Of
might
course.
become Venom later on. That might be cool.
That could be cool. I know Matt Gargan was in he was in Homecoming. He just wasn't Scorpion yet. He just had like the Scorpion neck tattoo. Um, but that would be interesting. They could either go that route or they could. I mean, I guess they wouldn't try to take it from the Insomniac game, but I know in the game Harry becomes Venom. Um, I still haven't
Yeah, I
played.
guess they would have to introduce like a new Harry Osborn, which
Oh yeah, the Osborns aren't in. See, that's my thing with the MCU Spider-Man. I feel like so much about Spider-Man is like the supporting cast, and they're just not there. Like, I get not retreading with the Uncle Ben story, but now Aunt May's gone, and that was the Uncle Ben story. So I'm like, so Aunt May's gone. We don't have like a true Mary Jane, but there's no Gwen Stacy. There's no Oscorp, no Osborns. It's like I don't know. I feel like all of those pieces are integral to like Spider-Man. You know?
yeah, I think those movies had been built around the MCU itself, been built around like the
Mhm.
Avengers and Tony Stark and everything.
Yeah.
It hasn't really been built around the supporting characters that you would see in a Spider-Man movie, which has been kind of disappointing.
Yes.
Hopefully we see some of them in the next Spider-Man, but I know that They're bringing Punisher, which is an MCU character, and then they're bringing the Hulk.
Hulk,
So
yeah.
I don't
On
know.
Tombstone. It'll be cool. I think so. Tom's great as Spider-Man. I just would like to see more supporting characters. I'd like to see them age him up a little bit. Not necessarily like he doesn't have to be too much older, but I'd want to see him mature a bit more. And I'd like to see some cool like swinging moments, man. Like we got so many cool people feel the way they feel about the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and that's fine. But Andrew had some great swinging shots, and there's that shot in the opening of the Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's like dropping from the sky, and you see
Oh yeah,
like
that's
his
iconic.
costumes like rippling. Like we need some shots like that. Toby used to land in front of the flag. The crowd used to go crazy, especially when he put on the red and blue after wearing the Venom. Like we need some cool like web swinging sequences, you know?
Yeah, and I think we might get that with this one. Um,
Yeah.
just because I know Tom Holland has been very vocal on what he wants from the movie. I think that's
Mhm.
good that he's getting more of a producer credit, so he gets to give his input and everything.
Mhm.
Um, so hopefully that we start seeing like some changes and start seeing some of the things that we're more familiar with from the old Spider-Man movies.
Mhm.
That would be really cool because I've heard that this is the way they've been describing this new one is it's kind of a fresh start. I don't even think you necessarily have to see the previous ones to, know where this one's going.
Mhm.
So I think that'd be interesting. I like the idea of this being like a new origin story, I guess.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So, and I think that's what they need to do because they really brought down that character with his past 3 movies.
Yeah, yeah. I think I feel like that storyline with the last few is kind of like ran its course, especially since they've taken out Aunt May. You've gotten rid of like his friends, even though I'm pretty sure they're coming back in some capacity, so we'll see how that works. But I think that it's necessary. I think it'll be cool to see his character grow a little bit more when he's not attached to that version of Aunt May and that version of Ned Leeds and MJ the whole time. Ned Leeds, I know he's going to be in the movie, but I would rather see him come back as Hobgoblin than like his little sidekick or best friend again. But
Can you really see him playing that character though?
no, I cannot. No, I
He's gonna
cannot.
make that. He's gonna. I'm sorry, this is mean, but he's gonna make that glider start sinking. He's gonna get in there.
Yeah, bro. I don't know,
Bro
man.
is too heavy to be getting on that thing.
Yeah, he's a. I don't know. Maybe they'll have to age him up and have him lose weight for some reason, but
Yeah, I don't
I have
know.
no idea how they would pull that off. So, yeah, I don't see him doing it. So they better introduce Harry, man. We gotta have Goblin at some point. It doesn't have to be this movie, but I think there should be a new Goblin, and I think it shouldn't be Willem Dafoe just because we have that version already. And
Yeah, I'm a little upset that we've already seen him have a relationship with that character. Because now when you bring in a new one, like his own version of the villain, it just won't feel the same because he's already met that character. But they
yeah,
could do
yeah,
something cool where he's trying to prevent them from going in that direction. That
yeah.
might be pretty neat.
They could
Sorry,
do
my
that, but
dog is whining.
is that what that is? Okay, I thought I
Yeah,
heard.
hold up. Just 1 second.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you doing? Come on. Oh my god. Come here. She's fucking clingy.
Oh. Oh.
Hold up.
Wait, what kind of a dog is it? You said?
She's a Boston Terrier.
Oh, Boston Terrier.
Yeah, shit, I just knocked stuff
Oh,
over.
what's her name?
Daisy.
Daisy. Oh, Daisy was getting lonely. How old is
I mean,
she?
she's
Or
been
she's new.
sitting here the whole time, but she just wanted to be
Oh,
like as close to me as possible.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how my dog is. He gets FOMO, man. He needs to feel like
Yeah.
he's a part of everything. Oh, Daisy.
Yeah, no, she's very clingy.
She was trying to chime in on the conversation. She said that she doesn't want to see freaking Ned be the Green Goblin either.
And she thinks Good Boy looks like ass.
She said it. Ah, yeah, nah, that's not fair, bro. I can't be
Yeah.
sure. Ollie gets scared sometimes in like jump scare, scary movies, of course.
Oh,
But
really?
and then if there's a dog in a movie and it starts barking, he'll get up and start barking. Like
Oh,
we when
damn.
he when we first got him, we threw on that little animated The Rock Johnson movie, that Super Pets, just to see what would happen. And it looked like he was watching the fuck out of that movie. It was crazy, but he was
See,
like
even
really.
that movie made me tear up, and that's an animated movie.
I don't really
There's like
remember much
there was a
about that
part where
movie.
the dog gets sent to the kennel because it bit like
Yeah, 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 yeah. Kevin Hart's dog, right?
yeah. I was like, how the fuck am I getting teary eyed about
Yeah,
a dog voiced by Kevin Hart?
Kevin Hart. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
telling you,
yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes to dogs and movies, it's my weakness.
Yeah, yeah. Same. I just feel like I don't know, man. If I made it through that freaking Iron Claw and the Snowtown movie, I'm like, maybe I'll be okay. Snowtown.
I didn't even cry while watching Iron Claw. Well, maybe near the end, I got pretty teary eyed, but if a dog
Yeah.
died in that, then I probably would have been bawling.
Oh yeah, I would have been crying if a dog died. I didn't cry, but I did get teary eyed at the end of that movie. But yeah, I don't think I do feel like because of what I was exposed to in that last movie, that Snowtown, I'm just at less risk to be like bothered by certain things in movies. Because
Yeah,
that
what
was
you told me, I was surprised that was even allowed in a movie, to be honest.
yeah, I think it's an Aussie movie. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that makes sense. Those are
And
the
they don't
same fuckers that did what's it called? Talk to Me
talk to
and
me.
Bring Her Back,
Yeah,
which
they are.
both had children getting
Yes, bro. Yes,
hurt pretty bad.
they are just out to damage people emotionally. So
Yeah,
I think
pretty
I'll be
much.
straight. Whatever happens in this movie, I think I'll be cool. Um,
Probably.
Plus the dog doesn't die. Like it doesn't die, so that's
No,
cool. I also need it to not get hurt very badly, but I think I'll be okay.
yeah. I
Um,
remember when we saw The Conjuring, the newest one, there's like a part where the dog gets thrown
oh yeah, I got
around.
thrown against that. Yeah.
The people in front of us were like, "Why is the dog getting thrown around like that?"
So that
Like
was
that was
something.
so unnecessary.
It's crazy. I was actually shocked that they put that in the movie because in the real life, in the Smurl case and all of the little documentaries, they were talking about how like the dad got assaulted and then the grandmother got messed with and then they were all saying how the dog got thrown against the wall. So I went into the movie expecting them to not show anything like that, but it was like
Mhm.
what if. So when that happened in the movie I was shocked. I was like, oh wow, they actually threw the dog against the wall. Of course in the movie it's Judy Warren who's possessed and that is not what of course happened in real life, but apparently in the real life haunting the dog got thrown against the wall, so I was shocked to see that.
Yeah, it's so funny that they say it's based off a true story, and then you see the Annabelle doll
A
become
giant Annabelle,
10
yeah, yeah,
feet
yeah.
tall, and you're like, "Yeah, this
Mhm.
happened. I believe it."
Nah, none of that happened. Yeah, 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 yeah. When they say based on, they're loosely based on. So they may
Yeah,
as
they need
well,
to use that word more.
they may as well just like make up their own hauntings at this point. I mean, that's pretty much what they're doing. But yeah, I was shocked to see that in the movie. But I do think I was a little less bothered by it because I kind of braced myself for it, like possibly being there. So yeah, um, there were a
I,
couple.
oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say there was a couple of things in that movie that were like pretty subtle, but like they kind of allude to what happened in the real case that were pretty dark. Um, like some of the Jack Smurl stuff they can't show, but there was like a little hint at what happened, and I was like, oh damn, they actually kind of went there. So
Hmm, damn. Yeah, I could definitely see them making like a TV show out of it or something with all the cases. Damn, she's trying to lick me now.
aw.
Uh, so, I'm making a video right now. I told you about last time where I wanted to watch every classic slasher movie for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've seen so far. I've seen Halloween, um, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm.
I'm halfway through A Nightmare on Elm Street, or maybe like a quarter of the way through. Um, and I watched Scream.
Okay. I am curious how you feel about It's like a lot of those movies kind of feel like you can appreciate them now, but a lot of them are like kind of had to be there type movies. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's really hard to be. I appreciate Halloween. I like it, but it's hard in 2025 as a grown adult to watch that movie for the first time
You know,
and basically scared.
a weird thing about those movies is they're kind of cozy in a way,
They
which is
are. They are. They
a weird word
absolutely
to describe movies about people getting murdered,
they are.
but they're old, they have that classic theme song, like, especially Halloween, that
Halloween.
piano theme
Mm-hmm.
song. They're fun Halloween movies, you know? Um, Scream, I think so
Mm.
I'd seen so far.
Wait, say that again. It froze. Scream.
Um oh, sorry.
No, no.
Um, when I got to Scream, it felt like a culmination of every slasher movie I'd watched so far. There's a lot of movie references in it, which I was not expecting. They,
Mm-hmm.
like, even, show a part where they're actually watching Halloween. They bring up parts where they're, like, talking about Friday the 13th or, Nightmare on Elm Street, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how that one was more of a whodunit rather than just, like your typical slasher. So that was pretty cool, but
So that was your introduction to the whole Scream franchise, or have you just not seen the first one?
I haven't seen the first one. I knew about the twist where it was 2 people behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew one of them was Shaggy
That's
from
still his best
Scooby-Doo.
role. That's his best role, man. Matthew Lillard.
Yeah. Oh, no, he went off in that role, but
Yes. Yes.
I, uh I didn't know that the other person was the boyfriend, which I thought was pretty interesting. That was a good twist.
They
They really,
never
like,
topped that.
mislead you there.
Yes. That is cool that you watched it after watching all those other slashers because they referenced those movies. That's cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
felt like a grand finale, which was pretty cool, and it was
Yeah.
came out in the late '90s, so it looked the best, had, like, the best effects,
Yes.
but the one I think I liked the least was actually Texas Chainsaw
Texas Chainsaw. I
Massacre,
knew you were gonna say that. Free.
but okay, so the thing about that one, though, is it didn't feel cheesy at all, like, that one probably felt the most realistic, so it was really unsettling, but
That is
my
the
god, the
one.
last 30 minutes was just so hard to get through because it was nothing but screaming.
Screaming.
I was just getting tired of it, like, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's how it happened in real life, but I didn't need a whole 30 minutes of some lady, like, screaming nonstop.
Mm.
We have the internet for that, but
I
uh,
I was gonna say it's interesting because the way you described it was cozy for all of those movies. That is the one out of all of them that I would say is not cozy. The other ones I regularly throw on and I can chill. I might go to sleep to them.
yeah, you can
That
fall
one,
asleep to those movies and not, like, feel
yeah, I'll fall
unsettled.
asleep to them. That one movie, I saw that movie when I was like 11. Was I 11? I was a young man, and that movie traumatized me. Like none of those. I saw Freddy when I was like in first grade because my babysitter fell asleep. I saw Scream when I was like watching on my dad's iPhone, so like fourth grade. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the one movie that like scarred me when I was a kid, man. Because I thought it was all real, of course. That opening where you see like the bodies and it's got the little camera flash going off and the noise, that was
Oh, that was
creepy.
disturbing.
That was disturbing. The little hitchhiker when he cut the kid in the wheelchair, that was scary. That scene where Leatherface hits that dude over the head with the hammer and the kid's having a seizure, and then he just slams that big metal shed and the camera just lingers on the shed. That scared me so bad when I was a kid. Um and it was like right around the time my brother had like a head injury, so my brother had a seizure. So seeing that in the movie, that guy having the seizure like convulsing scared me.
Damn.
Um but yeah, that movie messed my head up as a kid. The cool thing about that movie as an adult is a bunch of like the behind the scenes stuff. Like when they shot it, it was like in the summer in Texas. So a lot of the cast, they were like frustrated with each other in that final sequence in that last 30 minutes where there's a bunch of screaming. They weren't getting along well. That Leatherface shot where he's swinging the chainsaw was kind of like an improv thing. There was the oh yeah, the movie's supposed to be like a critique on the meat industry because Leatherface he like put that girl on the hook, and it's supposed to be about like animal cruelty. And
I never
originally,
got that from it. I just got crazy guy wanting to kill a bunch of teenagers.
yeah, it's also crazy how Leatherface is very much like a background character, but he became so iconic because he was that like shocking. But it
Yeah,
was
which is
supposed to be
funny.
PG.
It's funny to me because it's based off a true story, and he got an appearance in one of the Mortal Kombat games. Like you
Oh
can
yeah,
play it. Like that's like them putting Jeffrey Dahmer in a Mortal Kombat game.
yeah.
Like for an extra $10, you can play as Jeffrey
Like in real
Dahmer.
life Syria. The crazy
Yeah,
thing is, the guy that it's based on just had a Netflix show come out yesterday. The Ed
really.
Gein show. Yeah. So, but that movie messed my head up as a kid.
Yeah, it's unsettling. It makes you feel queasy.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and like all the I guess I could see some of the animal cruelty stuff, like with the all the meat and shit getting chopped up and all the grotesque stuff, but yeah,
Yeah,
that one wasn't my cup of tea.
yeah, for sure.
Um, so far, what I watching Nightmare on Elm Street, I can't really critique it fully yet because I haven't seen all of it, but I really like it so far, and it's actually it might be the creepiest one so far, and I could see how watching that in the '80s would really creep people out.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Johnny Depp was in it. That kind of caught me
That's his
off
debut.
guard.
Yeah, that's his
Yeah,
first
so
movie.
that's pretty cool. But
Mhm. That's my
yeah,
favorite
it's
franchise of all time, by the way. Nightmare on Elm Street.
really how many
Yes.
movies did they make of that?
So originally there's five, and then they bring back Wes Craven's New Nightmare, so that'll be the sixth one. That one was pretty cool, and then they have a Freddy versus Jason. So there's seven in total. Cause there's Nightmare, Freddy's Revenge, and then there's Dream Warrior, Dream Master, the Dream Child. Then they have Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare. Then you have Wes Craven's New Nightmare, so that's seven. And then Freddy versus Jason, so eight. There's eight. Yeah. And then there's a remake that's also trash from 2010.
Oh, really?
It does some cool stuff, but they kind of there's like a charm to Freddy Krueger, even though he's like a child killer. And in the 2010 version, they kind of take a little bit of the playfulness away from him. They make him too dark, and I don't like it.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense because that was at a time where like I feel like a lot of movies were trying to like a lot of remakes were trying to be more serious, you know, and sometimes you
Hmm.
don't need to do that for every
Yes. Yes.
remake or adaptation or like any new iteration of a character.
Hmm.
So
It's like, did you ever watch Rick and Morty?
yeah,
There's a character named Scary Terry, and he's a ripoff of Freddy
that
Krueger.
was my introduction to Freddy Krueger with Scary
Really?
Terry. Yeah.
So you know how he keeps on saying, "I'm Scary Terry, bitch." He's like, "You can run, but you can't hide, bitch." There's a
Mhm.
line in Nightmare 3 that becomes so iconic. They open up showing that quote on the screen in the last Freddy Krueger movie, and he kills a girl. He's like in her TV, and before he kills her by like smashing her head into the TV, he said, "Welcome to primetime, bitch," and it was funny at the time. So later on throughout the series, he just keeps throwing around the word bitch like he owns it, and it became like a spoof of himself, and that's how Scary Terry came about. But there was always like a playfulness to the character, basically. And in the 2010 version, they strip all of like the charm of Freddy away, and they lean in too deep to the child abuse aspect. The main character Nancy, in this movie, in the remake, you find out that he
It's not a spoiler, is it?
kind of, I mean, it's for the remake for the 2010 one. Uh,
I'm not
it's
gonna watch the 2010 one, or maybe one day, but
well, I won't say, but they just go too dark with like. I wouldn't say it's a spoiler so much as it's like a trigger warning because some people are bothered by it. But I mean, they just go places, man, where it's like, why? Because I think
okay,
horror movies can be fun sometimes, and especially with a character like that, it's like we didn't need that.
gotcha. Yeah, it's weird. whenever I looked up each of these movies, like looking them up on streaming services, I forgot just how many sequels and remakes were made for each one. There's like, I don't know, 7 Scream movies now, so many Friday the 13th, um, more Texas Chainsaw Massacres,
Stupid,
bunch
stupid.
of Halloween movies. Like, it's just
So many.
I've noticed with horror movies, those are the ones that get milked the most, I guess, because they're so low budget, but they just get worse and worse with each one.
They bring back Sally in the Netflix Chainsaw Massacre just because they brought back Laurie Strode from Halloween for the 2018 version. And Sally's the main, she's the final girl in the original Texas Chainsaw. Why did they bring her back? There's nothing to that character. Like you said, but like to Scream. So they brought her
Nostalgia.
back. Yeah, she just screams. They brought her back so she could kill Leatherface. And as soon as she shows up in a new movie, after all that training she did, they like waste the character. So I don't know what the point of that was, but
Yeah, after watching Scream, I am actually curious to see sequels of that because I could see that working.
hmm
Because it's stupid when you have Halloween and like
yeah,
Mike Myers is he just keeps coming back. He can't die. Like that just sounds so dumb. I've even seen those, but I just hear
it's
about them.
frustrating.
But with Scream,
Frustrating.
it's like it's multiple people. It's a movement,
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
So I could see that coming back.
yeah.
I could see them being a little more creative with that and having more opportunities to tell other stories. But all the other ones, they're just dumb.
They are, and my brother and I were having a long conversation about that last night because he's rewatching the Halloween movies now, and he loves Mike Myers, and I keep explaining to him that I respect the character and I like him in concept, but as far as the movies, he's my least favorite slasher because the chronology makes no sense. They keep retconning stuff, and there's so many different versions. Like, there's no constant with Mike Myers as far as explaining why he's able to do what he can do. I don't want to like spoil anything for you, but all I'll say is like it makes zero sense. Like it makes no sense at all. And they don't it would be better if he was just like some supernatural entity and they don't try to make sense of it, but they do and then they keep changing it and it just never works for me.
I saw a clip from one of the most recent Halloween movies where it was like he closes a door on some girl and she has like a gun in her hand and she accidentally like shoots herself in the face or something.
Yeah, bro. Oh my
It
fucking
looked
god.
hilarious the way it went down.
I was mad watching that. It's just like stupid stuff like that. It's like, all right, what are we doing? And some of his kills are fun, but some of his kills like that, where it's like, all right, man, what the fuck? Is this like a parody? I don't know what's going on. Um, and then if you watch the whole franchise, once you get to Halloween Kills, something like super frustrating happens, and it just makes no sense, and it's like the dumbest. I don't know, man. I, like people have their opinions, and I respect that people like that character, and I respect the character, but for some people who say it makes sense the way they wrap up this movie, like that's a lie. For Halloween Kills, it like makes no sense. Like you're lying. I know that you like it and I respect that, but like it does not make sense. It does not.
Damn. I know they're making another scary movie
Yes,
and I guarantee they're probably going to make fun of those all these legacy sequels where like the older characters are coming back.
I
So
hope
we're getting
so.
so many of those with like Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer and things like that.
Oh yeah,
I heard they're gonna make fun of Get Out.
Get Out. Mm-hmm.
Heretic is one of them
Yeah,
apparently.
Heretic. Get Out. I think he
I
said
would imagine
Hereditary.
probably Hereditary. Yeah, you that's been a classic. One of
Mm-hmm.
the biggest horror movies that's come out recently. They
Mm-hmm.
already kind of did The Conjuring, like in
Mm-hmm.
those haunted house movies.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how Scary Movie will play out like in 2026 just because those were a product of their time, but I'd still
Mm-hmm.
be curious because so many horror movies have come out since then.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do like Terrifier and things like that as
That'll
well.
be funny.
Yeah. J-
Honestly, I'm excited for it. I don't expect it to be like you said, those movies were a product of their time. So I can't expect it to be like hilarious, but I do my hope is that they push the envelope a little bit and that they do what comedy should do and that it's received. I hope people welcome it and accept that it's meant to be like we're laughing at certain they make very irreverent jokes, but we're laughing because we know it's wrong. You know what I mean? We're not laughing because we agree. We laugh because we know that's a little fucked up. And I hope that it can sort of reignite this like I don't know. I believe that comedy should be a space where you can sort of push it a little bit in those movies, if that makes sense. And I think those last few scary movies did that. I know there's some comedians left, like Dave Chappelle and Bill Burr, that'll say like certain things. They get to say whatever they want almost with like impunity. And I'm hoping that in Scary Movie that we still get some of those jokes. I know they can never make Rush Hour again. I loved that franchise growing
I
up.
think they already made Rush Hour 4,
Did they?
or they were working on it, I thought, but maybe they're not making it. I don't know.
See, I know that it's been in the works for a while, but I think they might have shelved it because I think they're having such a hard time because like the bulk of those jokes in Rush Hour were very they were messed up jokes. But that's kind of why they worked, I guess.
I think they just have to stop pulling their punches with comedy movies. They
I
gotta
think
go
so.
back to, like, you just can't worry about what people are gonna get upset about, because what matters is, the amount of money that the movie brings in. If you make some really fucked up jokes and that movie makes a lot of money, then
Yeah.
who cares? Because I think people need something to laugh at that you're
Yeah,
not supposed to
man.
laugh at?
Right, 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 right.
And I could see Scary Movie taking some risks because it's Marlon Wayans, and
Yes.
I think he'll be willing to, like, not really pull his punches.
Yeah.
Um, Naked Gun, the remake, or it wasn't even a remake, it's actually like it's considered like a legacy sequel, but it kinda makes fun
Okay.
of those a little bit.
Yeah.
It's so dumb, but it's so damn funny.
Really? Okay.
I You made a joke saying, if there's a demonic possession in it, that would be so stupid, and I was like, "Dude, there is one."
Yes, yes, yes. I
Him
was
and
telling
Pamela Anderson, they do, like, a ritual that brings a snowman to life, and then they have a threesome with the snowman, and then the snowman tries to kill them, like,
that's
we
crazy.
don't get movies like that anymore, so I
Yeah.
was very happy watching that. It was so dumb, but it's so funny.
Yeah, I think stuff like that is always because my brother just watched The Naked Gun, and I was telling him that. I was telling him that I told Riley like, what if there was a demonic possession in that? Because we were talking about weapons and how that movie ended up being a comedy, and you were like, actually, there is a demon in it,
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah, no, there is. But yeah, stuff like that is just I don't know, man. That kind of gutter humor is it's just funny, and even when it's not funny, I still like to see it because I just think that it's like I don't know. It's just cool to see that you're just I like to see them take some risks in comedy. Like I remember growing up, I used to laugh at the haunted house movies because there was like a montage in the second one with Marlon. His character has like it's like a 2 minute montage scene where he's like having sex with the Annabelle doll, and for some reason
Yeah,
it
I
was
remember
really
that.
funny to me. Yeah, like it was really funny to me, and it's dumb, of course, but I don't know, man. It would be nice to see something like that again. I want my kids to be able to laugh at something stupid too.
It also is they're kind of relief movies when if you watch something really scary and then you get to watch a
Yeah,
parody of it, it kind
yeah.
of takes that tension off, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
Um, I remember it's funny because in the movie, Annabelle, like, has an Instagram and she's posting, like, slutty
Yeah,
selfies,
yeah, yeah,
and he's,
yeah,
like, seeing
yeah.
her
I forgot
Instagram.
about that, but yeah, 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 yeah. That's so stupid. I forgot about that, but yeah, yeah. And everybody like it was fine. You know what I mean? Like nobody's kids saw that movie and ended up like messed up in the head. We were fine. We knew it was like something you're supposed to laugh at. So I miss movies like that. So hopefully they'll be able to. I'm pretty sure they greenlit it already, right? Scary Movie 6. It's
Oh, yeah, I
official.
think they might have already made the script, but I think they're getting ready to start, like, shooting that, and I think they're gonna
Oh,
bring back all the original cast members and
I
do
saw
make fun
that.
of the whole legacy sequel thing.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay,
Which I think
cool,
would be
cool.
really funny, like, bring back Anna Faris and some of those actors. I'm trying to remember who else. There was, like, Charlie Sheen, which I don't know if they bring him back or not.
Charlie Sheen, yeah, he was in it. They had Anthony Anderson was in one of them. That was the last I
They
think
had
the
Queen
last
Latifah in one of them. I watched a clip from It was the one where they made fun of The Ring, and the girl's coming out of the TV, and she starts, like, punching her in the face.
I remember. I don't know if I remember that. Do I remember that? I don't want to lie. That sounds familiar, but I I don't remember Scary Movie 5. I don't think I finished that one.
That one I never saw. I saw it up until 4, and 4 was where I was like, "Eh,
Yeah, I
this
think
isn't it."
3 was hilarious. 3 is the one with the alien invasion, right? It was like
Yeah,
World
they
War
make fun
One.
of signs.
Signs. Yeah, 3 was so funny. I there was a what you would call it. Anthony Anderson had like a shovel for some reason, and everybody was like loading up their guns, and he took the shovel and he's like, and a
He
shell flew
loaded
out of
up.
the shovel. It's just dumb,
It's
but
yeah, I love that kind of stuff. There's, like, the sheriff in the movie, and, like, with each scene, her hat just keeps getting bigger, like, every time you see it.
yeah, it's just dumb, man. So I miss those kind of movies. Hopefully they actually go through with it. I'm sure Marlon Wayans, if he's doing it, he's gonna have like the directing and the producing credits. So I'm sure he'll have the freedom to do what he wants. So
If he really wants to go out, he should make fun of his newest movie, Him.
I was thinking
Like,
about
take
that,
a
man. I
jab
was
at
like,
himself.
I was so thinking about. I was like, what is? I wonder if the way this movie was received will like impact what he does in this movie. I don't know.
I've also heard people say that Jordan Peele might even show up in it for, like, the parts where they make fun of Get Out. That would make sense
Really?
because he's from Key and Peele, like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he
That would
does
be
comedy
cool.
well. That would be really funny.
That would be cool. That would be cool. I still think that's the best in the I guess like the elevated horror genre. I feel like Get Out kind of started that new wave, and I think Get Out still hasn't been topped, man. Because a lot of times
No,
I think
we've gotten a lot of movies produced by Jordan Peele, but they're
him was produced by him by Jordan Peele.
yeah, and we're getting, like, a lot of these unique horror movies that kind of
Mhm.
seem like they could be made by Jordan Peele, but they're just not. And even the ones he's made after Get Out, they're not
Yeah,
bad,
right.
but they're a little too, I don't know what the word would be, pretentious maybe,
Yes.
you
It
know?
feels like Get Out was a passion project. It was kind of like lightning in a bottle, man. He probably worked on that script for years. And then after that, and I'm sure he didn't expect it to be received as well as it was. So after that, there's probably this pressure to recreate that magic. And it kind of, I guess, like it feels a bit forced, and that kind of comes through on the screen a bit. Because I don't like Us. I do like Nope, but Us was a total miss for me. Um,
That one was pretty forgettable.
yeah, I didn't like that one. Get Out is still the gold standard for me as far as Jordan Peele movies go.
Yeah, his he has another movie coming out, and I think it doesn't come out for, like, another year or 2. So he's been spending a long time working on this next one. I think he just needs to keep it simple. Get Out was,
Yeah.
like, a unique idea, but wasn't trying to be too complex. It
Yeah.
had deep meaning in it,
Mhm.
like, really neat metaphors, but it wasn't trying to, like, go too far, I
Yeah.
guess.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
I'd be very curious to see what he does next, and I think this next movie will determine if he's just a one-hit wonder or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's crazy watching Get Out. I remember when that movie came out, I was 17, and there was just like a line that kind of stuck out to me when I rewatched it because I rewatch it pretty regularly. I remember thinking like, man, Chris is like a grown ass man. This dude is like an old ass man. They're dating. He's visiting his girlfriend's parents. And there's a line where Rod is like talking to the police and he's like, my best friend Chris, he's 26. And rewatching it, I was like, "Oh shit, I'm 26 now." I was like, "Oh shit, I'm Chris." I remember when I thought he was old. That's crazy. I'm damn near 27. So
yeah, it's really weird now watching movies, especially, like, older ones where, like, a character will say they're, like, 27 or whatever,
yeah,
and I think, like, they do not look like they're my age, you know?
yeah, yeah,
But I think they also cast older actors for certain things, especially with high school characters.
yeah, yeah.
Some of them look like grown ass adults going to high
Yes,
school. That
yeah,
was the one
yeah.
thing I noticed watching Halloween. I was like, Jamie Lee Curtis looks like a
Yes, dog.
40-year-old woman and sounds like a 40-year-old woman.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like in the 70s and the 80s, I feel like people did look older. I have no idea why that is, but all
People
the
age
pictures,
differently.
people age. Have you seen those videos? It'll be like on Instagram. It's like high school in the 90s or high school in the early thousands, and
They
some of
look
those
a
kids
lot older
really
than we
look hurt.
did when you look
It's
at
wild.
either we have really bad health and we're not like aging properly, or they were just aging poorly. But people used to smoke cigarettes a lot
Yeah,
more. That was a lot
yeah.
more frequent.
People smoke.
Oh,
Yeah,
people use Juul pods today, so I don't fucking know.
I have no idea, man. I have no idea. I think it has. There's like studies. I think it has a lot to do with like the food and how many hormones they like pump into the foods. Because people were saying that like men produce a certain percentage less testosterone now, so that's why people look younger. And I have no idea how true that is, bro. But it just shocked me watching those movies that are older and realizing like even I remember when the Harry Potter kids, I used to think they were grown, they're 17, and now when I rewatch them, I see them as like my little siblings. I remember when Civil War and Homecoming came out, I was see that's the thing why I kind of want them to age Peter cuz I was his age. I was like or I guess he's 17 by the time No Way Home comes out. So when Civil War came out, I was a junior. I was 16 and Peter's like 15. And now I'm 26, pretty much 27 and Peter's like 15. So I'm like shit.
Yeah.
Or I guess he's 17 now, but damn.
Yeah, they're never accurate with that kind of stuff ever. Speaking of comic book stuff, I wanted to bring it up today. The show hasn't ended yet, but I've gotten completely caught up with Peacemaker. So it's the way I would describe the show, it's a really good show wrapped up in a lot of bullshit, is how I
Mm,
would describe it.
mhm.
And some of the episodes are only like 30 minutes, and there's so much that could have been cut out. And I start thinking like this should have been made into like a streaming movie
Mm,
because okay, the story of this one is actually really good and it's actually pretty emotional at times. And I'm actually very invested in Peacemaker's like journey that he goes through in this one. But you have to deal with some of like the annoying interruptions that you get from forced humor. And look, I know it's a comedy show, but it's just sometimes it's good comedy, sometimes it's just annoying and it interrupts really deep moments.
mhm.
And I just don't care for all the side characters. But I do like the way that the world's being built up. I'm sure you already saw that there was a cameo from Nicholas Holt, which I thought was a cool scene. But I don't really get excited when a new episode comes out, but I'm still invested in the story and the universe that's been set up. I like the way that the DCU has been set up. It's just the show is just surrounded by a lot of stuff I don't like, and
Mm,
that's the issue. And I wouldn't recommend watching it. I would just watch scenes on YouTube.
mm,
That's kind of where I'm at with it. I
mm,
think it's just James Gunn wrote the entire show, and I think he's doing a little too much right now. I think he needs to cut back. And like I said, it just should have been a streaming movie. It didn't need to be a show
mm. So,
or a miniseries.
I mean, how many episodes is it?
Eight,
It's
but like I said, like
eight.
4 or 5 of them are like 30 minutes,
Mm.
and there's so much you can cut out.
So you would not recommend it?
Um, I don't know. I know you don't really care for like a lot of the forced humor, which I don't either, but I was able to push through it. And some of it actually is really funny. There are times where like it got a genuine laugh out of me because like when James Gunn's humor does land, it really lands.
Mhm, mhm,
But you also have to deal with some of the annoying ass characters. Like, I'm sorry, like Vigilante gets on my nerves sometimes, but then there are moments in this season where he's actually pretty funny.
mm,
It's very rare though. I can't
mhm.
stand Economos. He's the fat guy with the beard.
The long hair, the glasses,
Yeah,
that dude, yeah.
he gets on my nerves throughout the entire series.
Mhm,
So, if you want to see what's going on, like in the DC universe and like see like what it's leading up to, then yeah, I guess watch it. But it's not a necessary show. And James Gunn's even said like it's just something that it builds up towards, the next Superman movie, but it's not necessary to watch. Which I like that. I don't mind having that sort of payoff, but don't make it, necessary homework for people to watch.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't sure how important it was to the like if it's must see viewing for the DCU, but I've heard it's a direct sequel to Superman. I've heard
Not
it's a direct.
really.
Not really. I
Not
didn't,
really.
and I didn't think so. I saw that one scene where Lex was on the phone and he was talking about who I can only imagine is Killer Croc, um, having some relations with a cellmate, and I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
somebody dropping the soap.
yeah, yeah. I uh, I think I'm gonna skip on that one. I haven't seen the first season. I'm still kind of, I mean, confused isn't the right word. I get that James Gunn likes his obscure characters, but he seems to be really like invested in Peacemaker, and I heard that he said that like at the end of the 10-year plan, Peacemaker will have been the centerpiece to this DCU, which is interesting. I'm not sure
I
how
don't
true
want
that
that.
is. I don't want that, and I'm not sure anyone wants that, and I'm not sure why him as the spearhead of the entire DC universe would, I guess, like orchestrate that. I'm not sure how true that is though, but I think for this DC, just it's really not a DC thing. It's more of after everything I went through with Marvel, having trying to watch their streaming shows and all of their movies. I think I'm just gonna stick to watching. I'm gonna pick and choose with the DCU. The movies that seem important, that's what I'll watch. Because that time to me on WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, that Werewolf by Daylight, some of those shows, it kind of feels wasted. So I'm just gonna I didn't need to watch Eternals. I shouldn't have watched Captain Marvel. I probably could have done without all of those Ant-Man movies. So I'm just picking and choosing with DC. I've learned.
Yeah, and that's kind of where they're at now. People don't really show up unless it's the one where it's like, oh, I gotta see that. And I heard that they might be making 3 Avengers movies now instead of just Doomsday and Secret Wars. That's the
Mhm.
rumor going around.
I figured I figured they were gonna title change based on absolutely nothing. I haven't heard any rumors. I just figured they were gonna make Doomsday, and then the next one was gonna be Doom War because there's a comic called Doom Wars. And so hearing that there's a trilogy, maybe it'll be Doomsday, Doom War, and then Secret War. I have no idea, but
I mean, it'd
I don't.
probably bring in a lot of money, and I think that's what people would be more willing to go back to. People are chasing that hype train.
Yeah.
People wanna feel that feeling that they got from, like, the portal scene in Endgame.
Hmm.
So, I don't know. With these movies, they're junk food for me. I just
Yeah.
wanna have a fun time.
Mm.
They don't they don't typically go in, like, my top 10 of the year, but I always show up for them opening weekend. They're fun movies to watch. They're crowd pleasers.
Yeah.
So if they give me a fun time, just give me dumb shit. Show me, like, the X-Men fighting Avengers, and
Yeah.
they all beat each other up, and then they team up to go fight the bad guy. I don't care. Just
Yeah.
make it fun.
Right. Right.
Because, there are the occasional movies that I feel like have substance to them, like Logan or the Batman, the Dark Knight, Joker. Like there's those very rare comic book movies that go above and beyond. So,
Do you think that the Batman character just like lends itself to like? Is there more substance there to make better movies from? Is it because of the groundwork that was laid by Nolan that people approach those movies with a different like respect? Do audiences like why is it that the Batman movies are so good? It seems like the Batman movies, like Dark Knight, not Dark Knight Rises, but Dark Knight, the Batman, even Batman Begins, Joker are like some of the best movies. Like those are some of the best movies of all time. They really are. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say top 10, but those are some of the best movies of all time. Um, I saw last night that somebody was saying the reason why people hated on Leto and Suicide Squad is because of what Heath Ledger and even Jack Nicholson did with the Joker. People expect something more from that character. It's not even about the performance being bad. It's just the bar is here. So do you think it's like the Batman character is really so like fucking good that all the movies are great? Or is it just that those movies have been historically great so people approach it with a different like I don't know,
I don't know,
mindset?
'cause, I mean, we got a lot of crappy ones from, like, the '80s and stuff,
But post
but
like Dark Knight.
yeah, no, I think The Dark Knight showed us what a Batman movie could be, but also what comic book movies could be, and I think, it kinda goes the same with Logan because you have such a tragic character that you can make a really emotional story and make it feel pretty grounded.
Hmm.
I think it's the grounded stories that really have, I guess, the most artistic value, you know? But I
Hmm.
think it's just I think there's more opportunities for movies like that. I mean, Logan is probably we call it grounded, but, it deals with mutants, but it is a suspense like, it is a emotional story.
Hmm.
It is one that everybody was saying should have won awards.
Hmm.
But, yeah, I think Batman kinda lends itself to, like, making really good movies. It's a really good character to work off of, and even Joker, like, I think Heath Ledger showing what that character could be is what led to Joaquin Phoenix playing the character.
Hmm. Hmm.
I almost don't even consider that to be the Joker.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, I try to forget the second movie and pretend it
yeah,
never
yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like to believe that the first movie ended the way it did, and then he went on to be, the Clown Prince of Gotham, and
Downfall.
that's I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't I
Yeah,
don't wanna think about what happened in the second movie.
yeah. And you see, that's the thing. I feel like Joaquin isn't Joker either. And even Heath Ledger is a very different take on Joker. And it feels like when you see the name Joker now on a script, that'll kind of like inspire an actor to really bring out their A game. Probably after what Heath did. I think Logan is a great example of a really strong, grounded movie. I think Winter Soldier is a great example. I'm a huge fan of Civil War. I it's not like super grounded, but it seems like those movies that have a little bit more of a like a streamlined plot that aren't as focused on like the huge like universe ending story of it all are always the more compelling stories. Like to me, Civil outside of the Titan fight on Infinity War and the final fight on the first Avengers, that one has my favorite fight scene in the MCU because it's just two friends at the not the airport scene. I love that scene, but at the end with Tony and Steve fighting, and it just feels very like intimate. And every time I watch that scene, it affects me because it's like you're watching two good friends like lose their relationship that they never recover from in the entirety of the MCU. Like you never see them they team up again, but there's always that friction there and it's never like they fully squash it. Um
And he almost decapitates him at
he
the end,
damn near
which
takes his head off. Yeah.
that's pretty dark for what those movies, had been so far. Like we didn't get anything like that yet.
Yeah.
Because those movies never really go R-rated,
Mhm.
but that just had a lot of meaning to it. It wasn't just a dumb fight at the end, good guy
Yeah,
wins, bad
no.
guy
Yeah,
loses,
yeah. Yeah.
There are moments where you get something meaningful. Um, the first Iron Man, I would put that in, like, one of the
Yeah,
top
yeah,
10
for
comic
sure.
book movies. That's
For sure.
a See, I like the comic book movies that are really a character study, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
Like, the first Iron Man is about a billionaire that's so focused on himself, doesn't really give a shit about other people. He's selling weapons just to make a profit and be a
Mhm.
billionaire playboy.
Mhm.
But, like, being in the cave, seeing what his weapons were doing to people, it's such a transformative movie of him, like, becoming a hero, and it's, like, the least likely person to do that. It was such a unique movie at the time because every
Mhm.
comic book movie we had gotten was like
Daredevil.
Daredevil and like you'd get Batman, and
Mhm.
Batman was like the closest thing we'd gotten because that was like a billionaire, but it wasn't like a cocky billionaire that like never takes anything seriously. This was such a different comic book character,
Mhm.
but Robert Downey Jr. just played it so well.
Yeah. It's interesting. I feel like because of what happened with Nolan's Batman, there you're gonna get two things. I think one, from now on, every Batman movie will be. I feel like they're all gonna be good to great. I do. I think he set that standard, and you have to turn in a good script, or you'll be rejected by the studio from now on. I think that the downside of what he brought is that if ever, it's gonna be really hard for them to give us a Batman that's a little bit more on like the fantastic side. Like where it's gonna be hard for them to give us the Batman fighting Mr. Freeze with the freeze ray and Clayface and the Batman that's super acrobatic because it feels like they're so like restrained by trying to recreate the magic of the Dark Knight that they're going to keep trying to give us a super realistic version of the character.
Yeah, and I'm actually a little more open to at first I was wanting Robert Pattinson's Batman to be in the DCU, but I think I'm leaning away from that more now because the reason why the Batman is so good is because it stays so grounded. And I
Yeah,
think if they start leaning away from that, it could lose some of its quality.
correct. Yeah.
But I do want to see what a modern day Batman would look like with that sort of tone, but going full like fantastical and showing him
Hmm.
fighting characters like
Hmm.
Clayface or like Poison Ivy.
Hmm.
I'd be It'd be very interesting to see them do that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I heard that Colin Farrell's been talking about the Batman 2 script.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he's saying, which, actors are always gonna hype up their
Right.
movies. They're doing marketing for it.
Mhm.
Um, but he did say it's like a lot darker than the first one, more character driven, and the stakes are a lot higher, which is what you would expect out of a sequel. That's the whole
Mhm.
point of making a sequel, is to, you know, go above and beyond compared to the first one. But
Mm.
it does make me excited because that first one was pretty dark. I mean, that one starts out with a murder.
Yes, yes, yes. I
That
think
one sets the tone for like what kind of movie you're getting into.
I'm excited. Again, that's their job. That's marketing, so I get it. But so he said this one's going to be like a deeper, darker. He said bigger stakes. That kind of makes me hesitate a little bit usually. But the first movie is so contained that like naturally it's going to be bigger because the first one really is like a murder mystery until the end. So I can see it being bigger and not being an issue versus something like Guardians. If you have a Guardians 2 with Ego, if someone says the next one's even bigger, that one would make me hesitate because I do think sometimes less is more. But the words that stuck out to me was he said it's also going to be scarier. And like, just as a horror movie fan and like appreciating the elements of like Seven in the first movie and how creepy Riddler was, I'm excited to see that. And how creepy like Batman's rogue gallery is. Um, that makes me super excited. So,
Yeah, there's some characters they could get into if they are sticking to like it seems like with the characters that they have, they're going more serial killer route
hmm,
with each one because you have the Riddler, then you have the Joker,
hmm,
um, and then the Penguin's a mob boss. I could see them bringing in Two Face. That would be interesting because we didn't get much of him in the Dark Knight. I mean, we had Harvey Dent through like the entire movie, but he was only Two Face for like the third act.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing like one that's already established, but even for the Dark Knight, that felt a little less grounded when you have
Hmm.
some dude walking around with a burnt face.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they could do like Professor Pig and stuff like that too.
Yeah, that would
Pretty
be
much
cool.
just Leatherface, but
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, yeah.
but that would be pretty creepy, and I could see them going that route with like him finding bodies around Gotham. That would be pretty damn creepy.
That would be creepy. I thought about that, like either with Professor Pig or Dollmaker, where he's like finding bodies, or it could be a situation with. I know he said it's gonna. We'll see, but I would have liked to see Mad Hatter, and it would be cool if there's just like a bunch of like young girls in Gotham going missing, and the Hatter's just like calling them all Alice, like he did in the Arkham game and in the comics. That would be really creepy. And then with Mad Hatter, he hasn't been done before, but you also get the creepy like illusions like with Scarecrow, so that would kind of lean into the, I guess, fear factor of it all. So you have a lot of good options to work with. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go with Hush. I feel like they did that already with Riddler, but I trust him.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna try to make it very different from what we saw from Riddler.
Hmm.
And really what matters most is that they're gonna tell a Bruce Wayne Batman story and involve that character more. I
Hmm.
like hearing that that's still the focus of
Yeah.
these movies.
Hmm.
Um, because like when you get to the Dark Knight, I mean, it's not really Bruce Wayne's story anymore.
No.
I mean, it's still like has some development for him, but not much. It's
Right.
really everything surrounding him that
Yeah.
he's trying to fix. So,
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. That Dark Knight's pretty much the story of Joker and Harvey Dent.
Yeah, and I feel like what's the guy that plays Harvey Dent again?
Aaron Eckhart.
He really gets overshadowed
He
in that
does.
movie.
Does. He did
I think he deserved a lot more credit.
a great job.
But
Him
of course,
and
Not Jared Leto. Heath Ledger is Heath Ledger. That was like one of the best comic book movie performances of all
all
time.
time, bro.
But
Everybody brought it. Gary Oldman did an incredible job as Commissioner Gordon in that movie. Like everybody did a great job in that movie.
yep, that was it's he's definitely overlooked in that one.
Yeah, yeah. He is just so special that it just like eclipsed everyone else's. But that movie really is the very rare, like the score is perfect, like perfect. And it's not even anything crazy. It's not like a super like overly instrumental. It's just like it sounds like a high. I don't know, man. Somebody said it sounds like those old lights in like an old gym. They have like the little siren-y kind of noise that keeps rising. I don't know. But the score is perfect in that movie. The acting is perfect in that movie. The costume design, like Joker, looked great in that movie. I think Two Face looked great in that movie. The script was tight. Like that's the perfect example of like a lightning in a bottle movie that's so hard to replicate. Because like, I mean, timing was everything. It came out at the right time. People were kind of not taking superhero movies that seriously. Um,
Oh yeah, a lot of people I knew that hated comic book movies were watching that, and they were saying it was one of the greatest movies of all time,
I still
which says
remember
a
how
lot.
crazy that buzz was, man. I remember being at a random ass restaurant. I was at Johnny Carritos, bro. That restaurant is shut down now. And the waiter was giving me my little strawberry lemonade, and he was talking to my dad randomly. We were just like getting our order, and he was like, "Oh, man, I just saw that Dark Knight." Because he was just hyped off the movie, even while he was giving us our food. He was
Just
like,
want to
"That
bring
movie,"
it up somehow.
just brought it up randomly. I was like, "What?" And he gave me a green straw for Joker and my brother a blue straw for Batman. And he was like, that movie was so crazy, the Joker's performance. And I was like, really? And I remember going to school the next week and my classmates were talking about how crazy that movie was and how they were traumatized because we were in elementary school. And I was like, the hype for this movie is so crazy. And I remember watching that movie on bootleg. We bootleg that movie. But I was like in shock. I was only like 9 or 10. I was somewhere between 8 and 10, but I still knew that I had just watched like a masterpiece movie, man. That was my first time watching a masterpiece. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, it really is one. Like when I saw that one in the theater, I remember like people were cheering.
Dude,
Like it felt like that movie almost came out of nowhere
yes, bro. Yes.
because the first one no one talked about it. I remember my dad though used to watch it like once a month or something, or like every couple weeks. He would just put on Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And for me, that's what the Batman ended up being as an
Batman.
adult, which is kind of funny.
Oh,
That
rewatch. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
became mine where I'm like, I gotta watch that
Yeah.
again. Because I'm sure for
Yeah.
him, he grew up seeing all the originals that were just really cheesy, and then this one came out of nowhere, and it's like, oh wow, this is actually a serious movie.
I think that Nightmare on Elm Street with my cousin falling asleep on me is the movie that made me fall in love with horror. And I think The Dark Knight is the movie that made me realize I was in love with movies. Like it made me realize what film could be. Because first of all, I was so young, I never really knew to appreciate movies. But like that's the first movie that I watched that from the opening shot, right? It's like you see the glass break and you see Heath Ledger standing by the corner holding the mask. I was like, I was shut the fuck up that whole movie at like 9 years old, and I was like, this is
It has
blowing
the
my
sauce.
yes, bro. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, what the hell is life? What are movies? I remember just being in shock going to school the next day. I was like, I just saw a crazy movie. My mom was mad because she thought I was too young to watch that movie. I get it. There's some pretty shocking stuff in it, but
I recommended that movie to my grandma, who's fairly religious.
oh shit.
I thought she would like it, but I
Fire.
guess not. My grandpa loved it.
Your grandma didn't like it?
No, because I mean, you got that scene where like the Joker's holding the camera and he's like talking to the guy dressed as Batman and like
Did you know he
screaming at
directed
him.
that? Heath Ledger, I just saw that he directed those scenes himself.
Really?
Like yeah, the hostage scenes, he did those scenes himself. He was recording it and everything.
That makes sense. Yeah, he went
My
all
mom
out for that
hates that.
role.
My mom is the only person in this house that hates that movie.
Damn, y'all need to have a
But
talk with.
it's the same thing. She's super religious, but she was like, I don't know, she thought it was too dark. Um, I don't know if
Damn, a
art.
movie called The Dark Knight was a little too dark.
Hey man, I honestly don't think that she knew much about it. I think she just heard it was a Batman movie,
Oh, okay.
so she threw it on one day. And part of me thinks that she only hated it, or she was trying to show that she hated it in front of us because we were so young, you know. So she was
Hmm.
kind of trying to turn us off from the movie. She was like, "That movie is terrible," but we had already fallen in love with it. But yeah, I get it, man. It is a pretty gruesome. I mean, it's not graphic, but like Joker hanging that guy, those hostage tapes with the fake Batman were pretty brutal. It's pretty intense. But yeah,
Yeah,
everything I just
they really pushed PG-13 when you think about it, compared to a lot of other PG-13 comic book movies. The Batman as
the,
well.
the
Like that
Batman
one,
too. Yes,
they show the bloody weapon
yes.
after he bashes the dude's head in with it.
There's a straight up jigsaw kill. They have Commissioner Savage in that weird like headset with the rats crawling around in it. Do you remember that on the Batman?
Oh yeah,
And the rats ate off his face. That's crazy, man. So
I might have to go back and watch it now.
I'm going to for October because I know the movie takes place around Halloween.
Oh
So
yeah, it's a good time of the year to watch it. I'll probably rewatch the Harry Potter movies soon too.
I've been trying to, but I've been also trying to stop myself because I just like to watch them all around November.
It's a good
So
time to watch them because it's like right in between Christmas and Halloween.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I remember that's when some of them came out as well.
Yep, yep,
But
yep,
yeah,
yep.
I feel
It's,
like I can probably memorize the lines of those movies because I've watched them like every year since they came out.
that's another movie that I still remember the and I feel bad because I keep talking about these stupid fucking nostalgia stories, but I had just turned 12. I was in sixth grade, and my birthday was November. It's November 23rd, so it was right around when Deathly Hallows Part One came out. And so I spent my birthday money to take my family to see that movie, and we had to sit in the front row because it was packed. And I was so fucking scared because Nagini scared me, the old woman turning into the snake scared me,
That was
and
creepy.
that was creepy. And Hermione getting bro Bellatrix torturing Hermione still to this day. Her screams are like is
I, s-
bad,
I
dog.
saw an edit recently where like somebody took that scene and like whenever it shows her arm, it says "dumb bitch" on her arm.
That's crazy. I
Yeah,
felt so bad for Hermione watching that when I was a kid.
because you grew up watching those characters as kids, and now you're like, oh, now they're getting tortured. That's interesting.
Apparently, the actors on the set were worried because her screams they sounded so real. They were like, "Wait, is she actually like hurt?" Because you never know, I guess. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's
it was pretty fucked up. And then you see Dobby show up, and you're like,
yeah,
how is this in the same movie?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's dark, and there was like the Horcrux scene where it showed them like
Oh
making out
yeah,
with each other.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah,
kind of weird, but
yeah, yeah. That's still
I
my
heard Daniel
favorite.
Radcliffe like that, so I gotta respect him
Oh
for
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, yeah, he was cool with it. That's still my favorite Harry Potter movie, the part one, Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, I always had a crush on Emma Watson growing up, which is why I married somebody that looks like Emma Watson.
Everybody did.
I
Did
got
you?
no shame. Yeah.
Everybody did, man. Everybody did.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for her in that scene. But
Yeah, that
yeah,
was fucked up. I don't know if any other movie franchise or, like, TV series has pulled off the whole, like, going from something so lighthearted to just
yes.
becoming increasingly dark with each movie,
Nope.
because they get steadily darker with each
Darker
one.
every
I
time.
mean, part 1 and part 2 at the end, they kinda blend together.
Mhm.
I don't know if part 2 necessarily gets darker than part 1,
Mhm.
but they are kind of one movie.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they just get the tone just changes so much, and it's so weird because you watch the first 2 and they're kids' movies.
Yeah.
Third one has some of those kids' movie elements, like, you still get the fun nature of Harry Potter, but it starts introducing some darker stuff, like, some creepier, like, you get the Dementors and
It's
stuff like
yeah.
that, and then you get to the 4th movie where there's a human sacrifice,
Yeah.
and you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's where
Oh.
we're at now."
Yeah, man. They matured with the actors, like as the kids got older, they matured and they also grew up with the audience, which I appreciate and I wish more movies did that. Um I think it really got dark by yeah, 4 is where it really started getting dark. And then when the I think it's Half Blood Prince when they kind of changed the opening. Like it's the little Harry Potter theme, but even the theme is a little like slowed down and it sounds a little bit creepier. The Warner Bros logo is a little bit darker. Um I wish movies would because it's like you do have to consider, I guess, with something like Marvel that you are there's still a young fan base and people are still having kids. But for the most part, the core fan base, the fan base that's gotten you this far is growing up. And even us, we grew up on movies like The Dark Knight and Iron Man, and we still love those movies. So I think it's okay for films to like mature their movies a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like especially as the characters get older. Um,
Absolutely, yeah, I think more franchises should do that. Um, Trying to think of anything else ever did that. I guess, like, some animes have done that a little
mhm.
bit, but even then,
Thor
not
went
the
in
same.
the opposite direction. With each movie, this fool got dumber and dumber. By the time you get to Thor 4, bro, he is a straight like idiot.
They butchered that character so bad. Don't even get me started on
Go
that,
ahead and
because
kill him off, bro. Go ahead and kill him. I heard there was a rumor he's gonna die in Doomsday, and everyone's like, bro, just kill him. Nobody cares.
it's sad how much they ruin that character. If they're gonna kill him off, they better give him, like, a good ending or something, like, just have him sacrifice himself, kill Taika Waititi in the movie. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
have him kill Core. Bro, he was the MVP in Infinity War, and he's just a dud now.
Yeah, they, uh,
Opposite direction, man. Thor
they really
1,
murdered that character. It's
yeah.
tragic. I want to ask, what are your thoughts on the HBO Harry Potter show that they're making? Because I have mixed feelings about it.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know.
I've seen the I've seen the pictures of
Harry
some
and
of
Hermione.
the cast members. I could try to pull them up. Let me see.
Part of me,
But there's so much that they left out of the books, but at the same time, the movies are just so perfect.
I know, I know, I know.
I don't know. The the issue with the first one or the first 2 is that they're already pretty spot on with the book, so I feel like the seasons are gonna be, like, too similar.
That's what. Yeah.
Um, but I think with, like, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, Goblet of Fire, there's a lot that was left out of the books that they could really expand on and get you more invested in some of the characters.
hmm
But even, like, when you get to Deathly Hollows, they were pretty close they stayed pretty close to that because they made a part 1, part
Oh,
2.
hmm
So, I don't know. Um, I mean, it could be interesting, but yeah, let me pull up, the picture real quick. Let me see if it'll let me do that. Still learning how to use this shit. Okay. Is it showing it?
I'm not seeing it right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
here we go.
there it is. Yeah, I saw him as Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, so they got that. Let me see. Oh yeah, and then they've got Nick Frost as Hagrid.
I saw him.
Just it's cool seeing it,
Yeah.
but it's just the movies like we've watched them so many times and the
Mhm.
special effects are not outdated, maybe for the first two,
Right, right. Yeah, that's what I
but
was thinking.
special effects hold up pretty well.
That's what I was saying. Like, they're still modern movies, and a lot of it, like stylistically, it looks a lot like the movies. So it's kind of like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you have to stick to the book, which the movies did really well. But like that kid looks pretty much like Daniel Radcliffe did. So it's like that's cool, and it is cool to see in a way. And I love Harry Potter, so it's cool to see more Harry Potter content. But I'd almost rather them expand on the wizarding world and give us some original stories because it's like, what's the point? Because that looks just like the movie.
Yeah, they're just telling the same story over again. And look, I get it. That's the most bankable part of the Harry Potter world is
Right.
the story of Harry
Yeah.
Potter, but they built such a cool world with those 8 movies.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much more they could do. There's so many
Yeah.
cool stories. And look, I know Fantastic Beasts wasn't the best. Really wasn't good at all, actually. First one was decent, but even
Yeah. I
that,
like
I
that.
was just like, I didn't care for like some of the side characters and
Right. Yeah.
you know, but yeah, I just feel like it's a wasted opportunity, honestly. And I know that this could be an introduction to like a new generation, but like if I'm gonna show my son Harry Potter, I'm gonna show him
Right.
the 8 movies. I'm not showing him
Absolutely.
the movies are just that's where it's at.
Yeah. It's that's what I was thinking. It would be one thing if the movies came out in the 80s, but like, dude, that last movie came out in like 2011 or 2012. Like, it's still a modern franchise. So
Yeah, we're starting to get remakes a little too soon, I've noticed. And it's like for something like that, you should just let AI make that one at that point if we're just doing remakes right away, if
right
you're wanting
away.
to see like small differences.
And then there's some movies that like that need a remake. It's like, all right, this didn't age too well. I'd like to see a modern interpretation of this movie. I'd like to see a different actor take on this role. Harry Potter is not one of those franchises. Like that franchise is perfect. It still looks good. It holds up very well. So it's like I'm not one of those people who's like opposed to this happening. I was against it, but they greenlit it. So now I'm like, all right, well, let's just see what they do. There's some people who are like, I don't, and I get it, but it definitely is not necessary. And I'm still struggling to see what the point is besides money. But it could still be good. It could still be fun. So I'll check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see like what will the characters be like this
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
What are they going to include that was in the books but wasn't in the movies?
yeah,
I'm very curious to see like all these new interpretations. It's just not something I'm really excited about.
yeah, and yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
at least until like I actually see the show.
yeah.
Um, I surprisingly like. I didn't think I would like it because it's on Disney Plus, but the Percy Jackson show is actually not bad. I
See, but
grew up
those
reading.
movies are god awful. Is the
No, the
thing. That's
movies
the
are
thing.
awful, but I
Yeah,
grew up reading the books as a
those books
kid.
are fire.
Um, and the first season is actually pretty spot on to the show, and it's not like super dark or anything, but it has moments that go a little more PG-13. It's a good show. I could see them like building off of it and making it darker over time.
Really.
Yeah, if you grew up watching or I mean, if you grew up reading the books, I think you would like the show.
I stopped reading at Titan's Curse. No, no, no. Yeah, I stopped reading at Titan's Curse. But
I I think I don't even know if I finished, like, there's The Last Olympian, that was
yeah,
the final one.
yeah.
I don't know if I finished that one or not.
I stopped at Titans Curse because they felt too much the same thing for me. And then I started reading the new series, the Lost or the was it the Lost Hero? Those were good, but I stopped that one after Mark of Athena just because I was in high school and I got busy. But I feel like the other thing with Harry Potter is like you're fighting an uphill battle with this cast because they have to kind of like ingratiate themselves to everyone. Like we're already all of those old actors have such a special place in our hearts already. Like watching those kids grow up, we have to invest that time in these new kids and even like the actors like I think Hagrid, but I know Snape, McGonagall, those actors have passed away. The guy who plays Greyback, who's not a major character, but he's passed away. Like all of these characters and the actors and what they mean to us have such a special place in our heart. It's gonna be weird seeing a new Snape and a new McGonagall because it's not only you're replacing that character, but it's like that was Alan Rickman's spot, and it's not to say that nobody can ever touch it. It's just gonna feel weird, and those actors are kind of fighting like an uphill battle. It feels like.
Yeah, they're gonna face comparisons no matter what. That's just the nature of it, and hopefully people online aren't too mean to the kids
Oh
playing
yeah,
those
yeah,
characters.
they're going to.
Um,
They
yeah,
absolutely. Even
but
if the characters are great, it doesn't matter.
yeah, unfortunately, but yeah, I mean, if it, like, came out 30 years after the movies, then maybe it would hit differently for a new generation. Because
Yeah,
maybe, like, I don't think the movies would be forgotten, of course,
of
but they
course.
wouldn't have, um, as much recency.
Yeah, man.
Uh, like, for our generation, the prequels were our Star Wars. Like, of course, we watched the originals, but,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
the prequels was, those were our movies because they came out while we were growing up.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and then nobody likes the sequels. No, that's nobody's Star Wars. Everybody hates those.
Nobody. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's trash. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard
Yeah.
Disney might actually try to sell Star Wars, which that would make me so happy. They ruin. I mean, I'm not even a hardcore fan of it. I'm a casual fan. I don't watch all the shows. I just like good Star Wars movies, and I have not seen one in a long ass time. So,
Yeah. I don't know. I've never really is Disney starting to like have money problems? Could that be why they're selling it? Because they're
mm,
definitely
I don't know because they keep making movies that make a lot of money, but like they also just make a lot of dumb decisions, and then they just lost like I don't know how many million subscribers for the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, and
mm,
they do a lot of dumb stuff. They make a lot of stupid decisions, and yeah, I don't know. Um, oh, you're frozen for a second.
oh oops.
But sorry, my mind was going blank. Been talking for a while.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan either. I grew up liking episode 3 and apparently that's a no-no among Star Wars fans until recently. Uh I did watch the Clone Wars show for a time, but I was never really like into it like that. But I do know that this new Star Wars trilogy was
It's god awful. It started strong. It relied a little bit on nostalgia, but like there was potential there.
mhm
They ended it with like it setting up, some potential like fun stories,
mhm
and then it just went downhill from there.
mm,
But Star Wars fans are also the most picky. It's the most picky fan base of all time.
yeah.
There's really no winning. You could put out one of the best movies of all time, and people would complain about it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like with that fandom. Um cuz they've always been kind of yeah, I mean, I guess maybe Disney was like, okay, I guess we'll just give them something to complain about then, because these new ones genuinely are pretty bad. But I do remember when the sequels were coming out, at least when episode 3, and a lot of people were pretty torn about it. So, yeah, Star Wars fans are pretty hard to please.
Yeah, and they have a Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out, and it just looks like Mandalorian season 4. You can't even tell the difference. If you showed somebody the trailer and said this is the new season, you wouldn't be able to tell. I think that movie's gonna bomb.
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
bomb. It's gonna bomb for sure.
which
And
it's
it,
really sad to say about a Star Wars movie. You wouldn't expect one of those to do bad, but that's where we're at. That's how much they've ruined it.
yeah, yeah. This is on them, man. Same thing with the Marvel brand. It used to be at least $800 million, and now they're lucky if they get 500 million. So
Mhm. Yeah, I think like we've said, horror is like it's the genre that just keeps going strong.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Because you always want to see those in the theater. There's something exciting about seeing that in a packed theater where people are like genuinely scared and stuff, and you're sitting in a dark room with
Yeah,
loud speakers. It's just a different experience than watching at home.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
a lot of comic book movies, we're getting to the point where people are like, "I'll watch it on streaming."
It's the same formula with a lot of comic book movies. It was that way with horror for a while, but it's not the case anymore. And people are being more creative. They're cheap. There are a lot of horror remakes, but with Disney, they're all just like live action remakes. And so they're just more refreshing. And you're definitely going to get something out of it. Even if it's just you jumped a few times, that's better than watching, Moana 7, the live action remake. And it's like, we already have Moana on VHS. It's just,
Yeah, I mean those movies do well because the kids want to go see them. That's just movies like that. That's like babysitting for 2 hours. You let that movie take care of your kids for 2 hours. You don't have to like you just take them to the movies and be like, okay, sit down, watch this, be quiet
yeah.
for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, horror movies. It's just there have been a lot more creative ideas. Like Sinners was something unique. Weapons was just so different from what we've seen before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else came out this year? Companion sort of. I don't know. Some people call that one a horror movie. To me, that one's not a horror movie, but it does go in my top 10. Have you seen Companion yet?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's I think it's on HBO Max.
Okay.
I really like it. It's maybe you could call it a horror comedy.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
It's a really fun movie though. I enjoyed it a lot. And
I might
it's
check it
such a
out.
unique idea.
I'll probably check it out then this October. Um, that's the one with Jack Quaid in it, and what's her name? I think it's Sophie Thatcher. Yeah, yeah, the woman from Heretic. So
It's a character that you've never seen Jack Quaid play before.
okay,
Because
interesting.
I'm not a big fan of Huey
I am
either.
not a fan of it. That's
You'll
yeah,
you'll
that's
like him in this movie, trust me.
okay. Like that's the reason why I didn't watch that movie yet. I was like, oh man, Jack Quaid. I don't know.
No,
So
he he plays like well, I won't tell you, but you'll see. It's a
oh,
very
I've already
different
seen the
character.
spoilers. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The he's like the abusive asshole boyfriend, right? Kind of
Yeah.
with the robot. I think she's a robot. It's been so long since I've seen those commercials, but I'll probably get that one to watch. Um, yeah. I think what else came out this year? Megan, which is Hard Eye. I thought Hard Eyes was funny. I like that movie. Hard Eyes
Really?
was funny. I do. I like that
I
movie.
can never get myself to go see those.
It
It's
was funny,
just
bro. It's not great, but it kind of, I like that movie. That movie's actually in my top 10 this year because I had a lot of fun watching it. It was
oh
so
wow.
stupid. It was so stupid, but I was having such a good time. That's probably the most fun I've had in a theater this year.
Oh damn. I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to
not the
check that one out then. If it's like so it's like a dumb, like scary movie. Okay. I might enjoy it. I watched Until Dawn recently.
was that good?
Uh
Uh-oh.
sort of.
Okay.
Sort of. It so I played the games and I didn't really go into it like making comparisons because this is like it's in the same world as the games, I guess, but it's not really they call it a continuation, but I don't even really know if it is, or it's even like it might even be a prequel. I don't really know. There's like very little connection to the games. The idea is fun because each night is a new uh thing that they have to survive.
Mhm.
It's just the execution of it wasn't that good, and it's pretty cheesy at times, and it also makes you ask, like, so many questions, like, "Why the fuck are you doing that?" One of those kinda horror movies
Mm-hmm.
where logic is just thrown out the window,
Yeah.
characters are being too dumb, where it
Yes.
just gets annoying.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a point in the movie where they show, like, I guess I would say found footage, like, they pull up a bunch of, like, handheld footage from one of their phones of, like, other nights that happen,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Why didn't we get that movie?" That part was, like, way more entertaining and much creepier than what we actually got, which was interesting. Um, I don't know. I was just a little disappointed. I expected a lot more because it was David F. Sandberg who did Lights Out and, Annabelle Creation.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just a bad script.
Mm-hmm.
The weird thing about the movie is it felt like you were going through one of those haunted houses that you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
It felt very theatrical and felt like it was just a giant set. It didn't feel like you were in, like, a real place. If that's the best way I could describe it.
Okay.
I
That
like
sounds.
practical effects, but I think they use too much of it.
I got you. I got you. Okay.
And I
Int-
don't know, it's if you watch it, I think you'll get what I mean. It felt like somebody went to, like, Phobia or something like that, one of those haunted houses, and just recorded the whole thing.
okay. Interesting. Interesting. That's that sounds kind of fun, honestly.
It is actually kind of fun. I was just a little let down, and there's just like I said, there's some dumb stuff in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I might check it out. So it's basically like a. I'm sure it's a jump scare heavy movie, huh?
Not really, actually.
Hmm.
I think there's some earlier on, but throughout most of the movie, not really. And there's some moments that are actually um there's like maybe a couple moments that are actually pretty creepy. There's one like near the end that I really liked. If you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
Um, but overall, it was just I don't know. It's that's why I have very mixed feelings about it. I'm 50-50 on it. Like I can tell you what I liked and what I didn't like, and I don't really lean one way or the other.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I keep forgetting that that one's on. I think it's on Netflix or HBO now.
It's on Netflix.
Netflix. Yeah, I gotta watch it then. I keep forgetting that it's that it came to streaming. So that's always something that interests me.
I think it was mostly practical.
Okay.
I think it was just the way the movie was shot that maybe made it look like it was taking place in one of those haunted houses that you pay for.
Yeah, I'll check it out then. I do like practical effect, even with something like Terrifier, which I'm not like a huge fan of. I do like to see practical effects. That's always fun. So I'll probably give it a watch. Is it like a gory movie?
Mm,
A little bit.
a little bit, yeah. I think it was rated R.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. I'll check it out. I know a lot of R-rated horror movies are really like PG-13. They're just R-rated for the fuck. Like,
just to like make it seem edgier.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but okay, cool. I'll probably get that one to watch then.
Yeah, it's dumb, but it's kind of fun. So
Okay.
I guess it's kind of similar to like what you said about Hard Eyes.
Yes, Hard Eyes is hilarious though. It's like pretty much a comedy straight up with like a slasher in it.
Okay.
At first, you're gonna be thrown off because you're gonna be like, "This is so dumb and cheesy, and it looks old." But then you'll like buy into it. You'll realize like what they're going for, and it's. I was shocked how much I laughed in that movie. I'm not gonna play like it's like a stroke of comedic genius, but it was funny, man. I was enjoying myself. It was dumb. Like I don't know. The best thing I can compare it to is when I was a little kid and I was watching Mall Cop for the first time, and I was like, "This is so stupid," but it was so much fun. That's how I felt watching this movie.
Okay. I'm getting I can tell what kind of vibe it is.
It's so stupid, man. There's like Two things that really stand out to me. They were so dumb, but they were so funny, and I think I enjoyed that one. It's between that one and Final Destination for the most fun I had, but I think it's gonna be Hard Eyes because I rewatched Final Destination recently. I think Hard Eyes has more rewatch value.
You talking about the newest Final Destination?
Yeah, I think what part of the fun in those movies is trying to figure out where the kills are going to come from and how they happen. And once you've seen them, it's still fun, but you're not as on edge.
Yeah, it's a one watch type of thing. It's not something you watch multiple times.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Unless you're like
Hard
showing
Eyes,
it to somebody, but that's yeah.
that's what I did, and that's when I realized, like, I mean, it was still fun, and I still like the movie. It's good, but I do think Hard Eyes for me has more rewatch value.
I could see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other horror movies came out this year. I feel like there's a new one every month, really, because that really is the most popular genre.
probably. So Bring Her Back, The Conjuring, Hard Eyes.
Bring Her Back is number one, no doubt.
Bring Her Back is number one for me. It wasn't the most fun horror movie.
Not fun at all.
Not fun. It was not a fun movie, but that's number one for me. Um, what else? I did see Sinners. Wasn't there? I mean, him. I didn't watch him yet. Good Boy just came out. Uh, there's Companion. I know.
28 years later, I guess, is another one.
That was this year, right? Was that this year?
Yeah, that was this year.
Okay, then yep, 28 years.
That would probably go in my top 10 as well for this year.
Really?
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
I'm hearing that's a good one. I'm hearing. The Long Walk.
I don't know if I'd call that one a horror movie, though.
Okay, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know. My friend,
I have a good feeling about The Black Phone, but now that I'm watching A Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm like, damn, this is just a ripoff of that.
that's what I've been
But
saying to my friends. I'm like, that looks like a straight ripoff. I don't know how to feel. Like, it's
I've heard some people make a good argument though, like, hey, we're not getting, you know, good Nightmare on Elm Street movies. At least this is a substitute, you know.
yeah, I've seen that argument. I just
And
wish
it could be more than that. It could be more than just some guy that goes into people's dreams.
that's what I'm hoping, because like I feel like Freddy had such a unique like power set or whatever. Like he was just so special in the slasher. He I haven't seen anybody else until now who has his ability, and because it's so unique, they're gonna have a really hard time saying it was inspired by Freddy. You can make a movie like in a violent nature and it's clearly inspired by Jason, whereas this one it's like it is Freddy. Like this feels like a straight up and down ripoff. I don't know how they're wearing lawsuits, but maybe there's something more to it. So we'll see. I'll
Yeah,
still
and
put it down.
I think Scott Derrickson will deliver. He's been a
Uh,
really good horror director.
yeah, yeah, he's been a really good horror director. I know there's gonna be jump scares like a mother freaker in this movie, bro. I'm getting too old for some of that shit. I know. Even the
I still
black
like
phone,
try to like cover one ear so that way I'm not like
it's gonna be
jumping, you
bad.
know.
God, I remember that Black Phone had some pretty brutal jump scares, so I know this one's gonna be loud with it. Hopefully,
Probably.
it's for sure. Hopefully, beyond that, it's still like a genuinely scary movie. That's what I hope to take away from it, and I hope there's something more to it than just because it's not even like he's just going into people's dreams. It's he was once like a child murderer. Like he's straight up Freddy Krueger now. He's
Oh damn.
straight up Freddy Krueger. Like he's a child murderer coming back, getting revenge on the kids of the town in their dreams. We'll see. He's got like the torn up face now. So I'm like, Jesus, at what point is this just a copycat? But we'll see, man. I'm sure it'll be a good enough movie. I'm sure it'll be fine. Um, when is that next? Is that next
I
week
think it comes out in
or
like a couple weeks, yeah.
a couple weeks? Okay.
We'll definitely have to discuss that one. Anyway, I think I'm gonna need to end the live stream because I really gotta go to the restroom.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna end it now. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all are watching live or rewatching later, thanks for joining us, and we'll do another episode soon. So yeah, bye.